Hello farmers, and welcome back to Chicken Grow. Today we are taking an honest look at your operations. Many farmers walk into their coops and find birds dead on the floor with absolutely no warning signs. They blame bad luck or the hatchery. But the hard truth is this: your chickens are being wiped out by subtle, daily management habits. In this masterclass, we are exposing the 7 most deadly mistakes quietly sabotaging poultry profits worldwide. We will break down the exact veterinary science behind how these errors destroy a bird's body from the inside out, and how to fix them to drop your mortality rate to 0. If you value professional, no-nonsense farming education that protects your flock, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the bell notification. Let's expose deadly mistake number 1. The toxicity trap. Continuous topping up of leftover feed. On 90% of farms, producers leave yesterday's uneaten feed in the troughs and simply pour fresh feed on top. Here is the biological danger. As chickens eat, they leave behind moisture and saliva. Combined with coop humidity, the feed at the very bottom becomes a damp, warm breeding ground for deadly mycotoxins and molds, specifically Aspergillus. When birds scratch deep to get the last grains, they inhale these fungal spores, triggering aspergillosis. This causes irreversible respiratory and liver damage, permanently stunting growth and triggering sudden organ failure. The solution: execute the empty feeder strategy. Force your flock to completely clean out the troughs once a day before refilling or dump, and clean the feeders dry. Number 2. The stunting effect. Insufficient nutrition. Deadly mistake number 2 is restricting feed volumes or replacing high-quality formulas with cheap, low-nutrient fillers to save money. A chicken's body operates on a strict biological hierarchy. When nutrition drops below daily genetic requirements, the brain triggers survival mode, diverting all remaining nutrients strictly to vital organs like the heart and lungs. Production is completely shut down. Layers stop synthesizing eggs, and broilers halt muscle expansion. Worse, a malnourished bird cannot produce antibodies, leaving its immune system defenseless. The solution: feed strictly according to your breed's genetic guide. Efficiency, not restriction, creates profit. Number 3. The immunity void. Skipping day-old initial medications. Mistake number 3 is failing to give day-old chicks their initial medications and vaccines because they look energetic upon arrival. Chicks hatch with temporary maternal antibodies. However, this natural shield completely wears off between day 7 and day 14. If you skip their initial day 1 protocol, specifically for Marek's, Newcastle, and Gumboro diseases, your flock hits week 2 with 0 immunity. The moment a virus enters, it spreads exponentially. This is why entire brooding houses experience 90% mortality rates in under 72 hours. You cannot treat a viral sweep. You can only prevent it. The solution: work with a local professional to establish a strict vaccination calendar, administering anti-stress vitamins, glucose, and vaccines the exact hour chicks arrive. Number 4. The respiratory burn. Operating in a dirty environment. Deadly mistake number 4 is allowing wet, caked litter to remain in the coop. Chicken manure is packed with nitrogen. When it mixes with spilled water or high humidity, soil bacteria break down the uric acid, releasing lethal ammonia gas (NH3). Because ammonia is heavier than air, it hovers right at floor level where your chickens breathe. Ammonia burns away the cilia, the tiny protective hairs lining the chicken's respiratory tract. With this defense destroyed, bacteria like E. coli travel directly into the air sacs, causing chronic respiratory disease, CRD. A dirty, wet floor also breeds coccidiosis, a parasite that tears open the intestinal lining, causing bloody diarrhea. The solution: rake out wet spots daily and add fresh wood shavings. If you can smell ammonia, your ventilation is failing. Number 5. The disease highway. Overcrowded jam-packing. Mistake number 5 is packing too many birds into a single space to save housing costs. Overcrowding violates a chicken's personal territory, triggering a massive release of the stress hormone corticosterone. This hormone directly causes atrophy of the immune organs, paralyzing the bird's ability to fight off infections. Furthermore, proximity turns the coop into a disease superhighway. pathogens spread instantly through the air and shared droppings, while the intense competition for feeders causes severe cannibalistic pecking and skin tears, wiping out your entire investment overnight. The solution: maintain strict density limits, e.g., maximum 10 to 12 commercial broilers per square meter. Give them room to breathe. Number 6. Thermal shock. Poor heat regulation. Deadly mistake number 6 is poor temperature management. Chicks cannot regulate their own internal body temperature for the first 14 days of life. If the brooder is too hot, chicks suffer thermal shock, panting heavily until they hit severe dehydration and metabolic acidosis. If it is too cold, they pack tightly in corners to stay warm, causing the chicks at the bottom to suffocate. Cold stress also forces the heart to pump blood at extreme pressures to maintain core heat, rupturing blood vessels in the lungs and causing fatal fluid buildup in the abdomen, known as ascites, water belly. The solution: keep day-old brooders at $32 circ text C to $35 circ text F to $95 circ text F, lowering it by 2.5 circ text C weekly. If they are huddling, they are freezing. If they flee to the walls, they are burning. Number 7. Structural collapse. Lack of a balanced diet. Finally, mistake number 7 is feeding an unbalanced diet, such as giving cheap maize bran to layers or broiler finisher to young pullets. Chickens require precise chemical ratios of crude protein, energy, calcium, and phosphorus. For example, a layer hen requires massive calcium for eggshells. If her diet is deficient, her brain forces her body to leach calcium directly out of her own bones. This triggers fatty liver hemorrhagic syndrome and osteoporosis, causing her legs to collapse and making her egg-bound. Conversely, excess protein in older birds damages the kidneys, causing visceral gout, where uric acid crystals permanently coat their internal organs. The solution: never guess nutrition. Match your feed formulas strictly to the bird's age and production target. Poultry success is built on discipline, not luck. These 7 deadly mistakes are completely within your power to fix starting today. How many of these mistakes have you accidentally spotted on your farming journey? Let's talk about it in the comments below. If this streamlined masterclass brought you value, smash that like button and make sure to subscribe to join our family of successful producers. To learn the exact formulas for mixing your own high-efficiency feeds at home, click the video appearing on your screen right now. Keep your coops clean, keep your minds sharp, and keep those chickens growing. I will see you in the next masterclass.